So I find this incredibly fascinating to see that this is PC Gamer, by the way. The Witcher has already been renewed for a second season with Liam Hemsworth, meaning that they haven't even aired season 4 yet with him in the role of Geralt, and yet Netflix has already renewed it for a fifth season, meaning that he's already going to get 2 seasons um, with the character. I find that fascinating, given that they have no idea what the numbers are going to look like for The Witcher post Henry Cavill. Like, we've already got everybody going around, the internet, myself included, talking about how, well, yeah, not that jazzed for season 3 because we know that Henry Cavill is leaving. A lot of people are upset with the show because it's not following the book lore. I'm not one of those people because I've never read the books, so it doesn't matter to me, which is really weird because it puts me in the position that my wife's usually in when we watch a show like The Wheel of Time or Rings of Power, where I'm like the book nerd going, and this is not the way this would have probably been done if I had ran it because I would have done this to be more true to the books. Um, and I might have things that I don't necessarily like about an adaptation. I'm not that way about The Witcher. For me, it's just a fun adventure show. And I wonder if that's the route Netflix is taking, where they're just sort of looking at it as a fun adventure show that is pulling in big enough numbers because the franchise is big enough that they maybe think that the Henry Cavill thing isn't going to impact them in the long run. This could also be a flex move on their part of saying, we're so confident and Liam Hemsworth's ability to pull off this character and what we've seen of him shooting so far has given us enough confidence that we're willing to go ahead and greenlight that additional season with him, which means that um, in terms of a storyline, they apparently have something that's strong enough over the season 4 and season 5 arc to have convinced the powers that be at Netflix to give them that go ahead. I find it very, very interesting. So this is again from PC Gamer. Their article talks about that this is talking to Deadline. Casting director Sophie Holland, who also cast Wednesday for Netflix, casually mentioned that a second season with Hemsworth Geralt is already locked in, saying we're just about to start filming on season 4 with Liam Hemsworth, and there will be a short gap. Then we go straight into season 5. Fascinating. I mean, it really is an interesting turn of events for a show that, I mean, no one knows what the numbers for season 3 are going to look like yet. So I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued upon, I've said in the past that Liam is not a bad actor. It's just that transition from, this lead to that lead is happening so quickly, whereas with like a Batman film, we're given a few years to make the adjustment, and that's not happening here. At least my ad blocker is working because there's so much dead space on this website. You gotta love it. Um, Says here the first chunk of season 3 starts June 29th, and then the final 3 episodes are saved for July 7th. I really don't know why they're doing that. Apparently, it says it's going to be a big climatic send off for Cavill, and while the show's creative leads considered ending The Witcher at that point, they decided there were too many stories left to tell. We actually covered that in the previous Witcher video that I did last week. Dolph Lundgren also recently mentioned, and they do drop that at the end of this. Mentioned that he's shooting scenes for The Witcher as well. There's speculation that he is appearing as bounty hunter Leo Bonhart, both in The Witcher and a rumored spin-off about the Rats, which are a gang of teenage criminals Ciri joins during the novels. So that's an interesting idea because the character of Ciri is just as integral to the plot of The Witcher as Geralt himself. And if the actress who plays Siri is on board for doing spin-offs, that's really cool. But even if she's not, if they've got a different actor to play her, you know, again, if the viewership is there, then they can keep spinning off all of the shows that they want to. Um, okay, I was just scanning over here to look at something. Um, so yeah, I mean, it remains to be seen what we're going to get out of this, and if it's going to be something that people are going to watch long term. I'm intrigued about Liam's take on things. My gut reaction is that I'm not going to like it because I'm so emotionally kind of invested in seeing Henry Cavill as in his you know his dedication to the role of Geralt, and I felt that he brought that character to life in a really good way. But Liam might be able to pull it off. We don't know yet. He also might give us a very campy version that could be fun for some people. I was actually just watching some clips today on TikTok of Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman, which is that's an older movie now. But man, that was like a super campy but like super fun vampire werewolf film. When he was sort of, stretching out, getting leading man status. Him and Kate Beckinsale are in that film together. She is just, oh man, to just amazingly gorgeous in all the outfits that they put her in. But he is super sexy and studly as Van Helsing. But that whole film is just sort of it's a campy throwback to like vampire and werewolf films of the previous century, and it's still a really good film. And they could pull something off here with The Witcher. We just don't know yet. But as long as all the other actors are dedicated to their roles and they keep it carrying forward, I mean, they could pull it off. We don't know yet, and it remains to be seen. So I'm interested. I thought I would share this with my followers here on YouTube because it's news around The Witcher as we're getting closer to season 3, and it shows that Netflix, at the very least, has confidence in the material. And again, it could just be a marketing ploy. We don't know, but you know, the skeptic in me says, sure, it could be a marketing ploy to say, we need to boost the numbers for that season 4 with Liam. So let's let everybody know that we're so confident that we're doing 2 seasons for sure. And originally, remember, they originally had a 7 season outline for the Witcher show. So this would give, I mean, if they split it up in this way, they could easily do 3 seasons with Henry Cavill and 3 seasons with Liam Hemsworth, and it would give them 6 seasons. I don't know. Food for thought. Love to hear your thoughts. Drop them down in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, and I'll see everybody in the next episode. Peace, everybody.